Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to your communication skills class again. We are back again with our lecture number 31, and today we are going to talk about some creative, effective visual aids that can be used in your presentation to enhance them and how you can use them effectively to make them one of the good mode of communication for your audiences. Now, the things that you see in your everyday life in the form of the pictures that can be taken or that can be memorized for the longer period of time as compared to those things that we usually talk about and that we just hear about. So today's visual aids, today's how you are exactly supposed to insert the visual aids into your presentation. This is what is going to be our today's topic. Now, for inserting the visual aids into your presentation is not going to be something that you are going to insert each and everything into your presentation. Now, that each and everything carries each and every or every possible picture of the material or the product that you are going to present in front of the audience. We are supposed to take care of some things or a few things that we would discuss thoroughly today in our today's discussion. Before we actually begin with our lecture number 31, let's quickly recap that what we have done in our previous lecture. As you can very well see on my right side on the slide, the previous lecture was basically about the verbal communication skills, the use of verbal communication into your presentations. Remember, in the previous lecture we had been talking about that how you can make use of your written and spoken communication in front of your audiences and how well you can use them, for which we used some tips to improve your verbal communication skills, starting from assessing your audiences, and then assessing your topic first of all, then assessing your audiences, setting the clear objectives and goals for your whole presentation, organizing your presentation, selecting the particular PowerPoint slides and designs and themes for your presentation, and seeing that which stuff you are supposed to include in your presentation and which stuff you are supposed to exclude from your presentation. So we have discussed some of the random tips that you can take care of to improve your verbal communication. Secondly, we have also talked about the 7 C's of communication, which are really very important to see that how you can work on your verbal communication while you are communicating with your audiences. Now, there can be 2 situations. One can be planned situations and the other ones are the unplanned situations. In your practical lives in future, you may come across some of the situations in which you would go totally unprepared. You will not know, and sometimes you would totally go blank that how exactly you are supposed to reply to the person. There would be different clients and customers and vendors who would be coming to you with their queries and with their questions about anything that is occurring in their mind. What exactly you are supposed to do is to satisfy their queries and satisfy their questions. To satisfy their questions, your verbal communication should be strong enough so that they can be convinced with the points that are occurring or that are coming in your mind. So this is what the 7 C's of communication basically focus on. Starting from clarity, your message must be clear. Then conciseness, that should be the crisp down. Completeness of the message should be there. Courtesy should be there. And there are 4 other C's of communication that should properly be addressed during the for making your verbal communication skills strong. We also talk about making your effective verbal communication through your first impressions, the way you talk. Now, your verbal communication is being accompanied with the animations in your voice that you are revealing or that you are showing towards your audiences. That we have also discussed in our previous lecture. So I hope that you must have, as we wrapped up our previous lecture with a note that you must try your verbal communication skills in front of the mirror, and I hope that you must have tried one. You must have seen yourself in the mirror, try to see and try to record your voice so that you can listen to it and so that you can see that how do you look to the audiences. If you look better to yourself, definitely you are looking better to your audiences, because your impressions, the way you are moving, your non-verbal communication, as it is accompanied with your verbal communication, they should go hand in hand, and you must look good to your audiences as you're explaining things to them. So that was what we had been talking about in our previous lecture. I hope that you must be very excited that we are coming towards the end of our semester, and today is our second last lecture, and today we are going to discuss some of the tips for including the visual aids into your presentation. So now, without wasting time, let's quickly begin with today's lecture. First of all, let's try to see that what exactly are the visual aids. Now, visual aids are an important part of many presentations. The most commonly used media are the flip chart and computer-based presentation programs. Now, these visual aids are basically those pictures or those helping material which is helpful. That's one important aspect that can be a part of your presentation, that can enhance your presentation, and that can be that particular part of your presentation that can enhance the understanding of your audiences. There are varieties of the visual aids that can be used for enhancing your understanding of your whole presentation. Like flip charts can be used, like computer-based presentations can be used, and so on and so forth. So you are supposed to see that how you are going to take care of them and how you are going to insert them into your presentation. For using the visual aids during your presentation, today we are going to discuss some of the tips that would help you understand that how you are supposed to use them during your presentation. Now, before we move on to the important tips of or the important ideas of how you are supposed to insert these visual aids into your presentations, the important thing is that you understand that what is the purpose of using these visual aids in your presentations. So let's understand and let's try to grab this concept that why exactly you are supposed to, or what is the purpose of using these visual aids into your presentations. Basically, the purpose of using these visual aids should be to support your ideas and improve your audience comprehension of your presentation. So the first thing is to support your idea. So they might be or they must be supporting your idea so that they are going hand in hand. Like for example, in the previous lecture I have given you a very little example. Like for example, if I simply say that this is a pen, now what exactly I am referring to? There has to be an object that I am pointing towards. Now if I say that this is a pen, it means that I am pointing towards the thing, I am pointing towards something to make sure that this visual aid is being accompanied with my verbal communication to enhance your understanding. I hope that this message is clear. So my verbal communication is being supported with the help of the visual aid that is there in my hand. It basically supports your ideas, or it also improves audience's comprehension of your presentations. So your comprehension gets better if you have something to show to your audiences, or if you have something that you can show your audiences of. It adds variety to your presentation, so there can be the variety, or there can be the variety in your presentation through the help of the visual aids that you are adding in your presentations, by giving the audience a break from listening and letting to see something. Now if I give you a break, like for example, if I am explaining that this is a mobile phone, so and these are its features, now what exactly you would be doing? Your main concentration would go on to the mobile phone that I am showing you, and I am referring to all the features, instead of listening to all the verbal communication that I am actually conveying to you. So this is how it actually diverts your attention from something that is that you keep listening for the longer period of time. It kind of bans your understanding, it kind of shuns your understanding for something. So it kind of if the visual aids are there, they would kind of open the forum for you to understand that what exactly the things look like, or what exactly how exactly the thing functions, and how exactly you are supposed to take care of, or how you can, or how your audiences can use that very product. It also would help to illustrate complex ideas, or complex, like there would be kind of the products which cannot be understood without the diagrams, without the pictures, without the charts, without the tree diagrams that you want to make in front of your audiences. So the complex ideas can be simply addressed with the help of the visual aids that you can show to your audiences, or any concept that you can or that you want to provide to your audiences. So with the help of the mind mapping, maybe with the help of a flip charts, you can tell your audiences that this thing is right and this thing is this is what exactly you are talking about. It also helps in reinforcing your ideas. Now this reinforcing and this supporting of your ideas has something to do with something that enhances the understanding for something, or that sometimes enhances your ideas, that sometimes enhances your comprehension. It sometimes enhances or improves the audience's understanding about something. It would add the variety to your discussion, or the way you are elaborating or defining or informing your audiences about something. So any complex idea or any complex concept that cannot be conveyed to your audiences with words can be taken care of, or can be addressed with the help of these visual aids like flip charts, or like tree diagrams, like mind mapping, and so on and so forth. So presentations and visual aids are something that cannot be separated, or they cannot be isolated from one another. While you usually submit a written version of your work, you may also be expected to present it to your class orally. So sometimes once you present your written material, any kind of the assignment or any kind of the presentation to your teacher, you are expected to present that in front of the whole class. Now what exactly the engineers do? They basically make things, but they not exactly make things, they also present things in front of their audiences. Now if I say that I have created this product, now this product can be a kind of a torch, this product can be a kind of a pen, a laser pen maybe. So what exactly, I have made this pen, but I have to tell the specifications of this thing so that my audiences can get convinced with the idea that they should have this pen, okay, or they should have this torch. So basically what I would do is that I would start from the specifications of these things. So what exactly I am doing, that I am elaborating, or I am presenting the specifications of this very thing in front of you. So same goes with any kind of the assignment or any kind of a project group that you are assigned to do, and you are supposed to present that thing in front of your audiences. This can be a great opportunity to learn presentation technologies such as posters and PowerPoints or Prezi. So PowerPoint is also known as Prezi, and there are posters that can be used for presenting things. Now if I want to tell the specifications of thing, only the picture of this pen won't be suitable enough for showing to my audiences. Now have a look on the slide. If this is going to be my pen to be presented to my audiences, I would tell my audiences that this is the pen that I have made. It has got this kind of a nib, it has got these kind of the buttons, it has got these kind of tabbing, this is the refiller where you can get your ink fill again and again. So basically what I am doing is I am trying to tell them the specifications that are being properly addressed on any kind of a poster. Let's say it's a laser pen. Now here I have written down the specifications for that. Here I would write down my contact number where you can contact. So this is how basically the poster would look like of the thing that you are going to present in front of the audiences. Remember, always the colorful or the bright pictures would attract your audiences, yet they are supposed to be clear. Remember the rule for applying your bright images on the presentation that we have also discussed in our do's and don'ts of the presentation. So try to keep the do's and don'ts of the presentation into your mind, and try to see that how you are going to design the PowerPoint PowerPoint slides for your presentation, and how you are going to make the posters, brochures, banners or other stuff onto your presentation. So this is what you are exactly supposed to do. Before we actually move on to our next slide of today's presentation, just one thing that I want to share with you, and I hope that that's going to help you in future as well. That's kind of, you know, making the brochures, making the banners, making the these diagrams on computer, on MS Word easily. So let's share this idea with you, and then we will move on with today's discussion in today's presentation. Now, if your screen view looks like this, what exactly you are supposed to do is, for making the brochures and for making the banners and any kind of the flyers that you want to make for your presentation, what you can do is you can simply click on this Start button and then go to Microsoft Office Word. The file would open right in front of you. That's the blank page that would appear right in front of you. The next step that you are supposed to do is to click again on your Start button and then click on the new file. Again, the file will open right in front of you, and you are supposed to click on, if you want to make brochure for your presentation, you may click on the brochures and then wait for your URL to work. Now you have three categories: brochures, catalogs, and programs that you can make for your presentation. Now click on the brochures. You would be getting a lot of online templates of making the brochures that would add the variety of the brochures that you can add in your presentation. Now, as your presentation or as this slide is taking a lot of time to buffer, so there's a variety of the brochures coming from business, technology, collapses designs, medical brochures, trendy electric brochures, health brochures, any kind of the style of the brochure that you may or you might like to, you know, select for your presentation. You may pick that up. Anything that appeals to you. Okay, let's select one, and what exactly the next step that you are supposed to do is to download that brochure. The good thing about downloading the brochure and then inserting your material on the brochure is that you can also, along with the material that you are going to insert on your brochure, you can also add a lot of the pictures that might look good to your audiences. Since the pictures and the graphics of the brochures are heavy, it might take some time for downloading. I hope that if you are going to practice one or making one brochure, you would love it and you would be able to, you know, make brochures on your own. Let's hope that the downloading is done. So here you go. You have got one template right in front of you where you are supposed to write down the company name, and you can just, you know, keep on filling all these text boxes which are here. Text boxes are available for you writing down your addresses, your website links, your telephone numbers for inserting the pictures, then writing down the main title of your topic, talking about your main topic, and then so on and so forth. So it's a double flapped brochure that can be that you can make for presenting something to your audiences. Now same goes with making the flyers, and same goes with making the posters for your presentation. Now let's search for the option P. Let's click on the flyers and let's see what kind of the flyers you can have. Signs, posters, real estate posters, marketing flyers, event flyers, banners, announcements, and advertisements. Let's click on the posters. You would get the variety of the designs of the posters. Maybe you can go for the online designs as well. If you click on any one of the brochure and again start downloading that brochure, you would see that you would get the varieties of material on the MS Word itself, as you can, you know, copy their designs by inserting your own pictures, by inserting your own text, and then you can create very good brochures, the marketing material for your presentation. So this is how, and this is what you can make, or you can keep making your business type brochures, as all of you must be, you know, going into your business. So if in future someone asks you to design a brochure, or if you are being asked as an assignment that you are supposed to create one product and then make a brochure and then advertise that into the market, you must know that how exactly you are supposed to do that. So this is another flyer that is in the process of downloading. You may search a lot of other pamphlets, flyers, catalogs, calendars, and other so many stuff that you want to download for making any kind of a thing that you are supposed to, or you are being instructed by your supervisor to make. So this MS Word, I hope that that is going to help you a lot for making any kind of the brochure. So there was a problem downloading the flyer. I hope that you would try it at home and you would see that how these kind of things can be helpful to you. Welcome back. I hope that you must have enjoyed making a brochure. I hope that you are going to try one at home, and I hope that you would love it, and you would see that it would make you one of the good business kind of a businessman kind of a thing, and people would be, you know, getting inspired by you and impressed by you that you are so quick at designing. So now let's move on to the next topic of today's discussion. That's visual aids in our presentations. Now you can make visual aids to support your spoken delivery. Now as you are speaking, now this spoken delivery of your verbal communication can be enhanced with your visual aids. As I've been telling you time and again, that how if you have something to show to your audiences, how you can, you know, support your verbal communication. It may range from basic points to more complex multimedia created incorporating like film clips, pictures, graphics, and animation. So there could be anything like a visual aid that can be included into your presentation. That can be an audio, that can be a video, that can be a picture, that can be a brochure, that can be a flyer, or anything like that. Now, once you have done with using the visual aid into presentations, now let's try to talk about that why use visual aids into your presentations. Now, preparation for your presentation should involve the design of your visual aids, which would help your audience to understand that what you are saying. So, your visual aid must help your audience understand that what you are saying and what exactly you are talking about. Images and diagrams can convey messages and information which, if spoken, would take longer to explain and be harder to digest. Now, images and diagrams, they can convey messages and information which, if are just spoken to your audiences, can create problems or can create hindrances in the understanding of the message. However, don't assume that you can flash up and diagram the audience and will immediately understand what that means. Now that doesn't mean that if you are only going to, just show the picture to your audiences and your audiences would simply understand what exactly you are trying to say. As I said, that your verbal communication goes hand in hand with your visual aid. So make sure that as you show the visual aid to your audiences, you also try to, elaborate that visual aid for your audiences, because they cannot be kept in isolation from one another. So moving on to the next point, audience would need time and clear explanations to make sense of your material. So audience would be needing a lot of time or maybe some time to make elaborations or to make understanding or to develop the understanding of the things that you are showing them and as well as you are saying to them. Visual stimuli combined with your oral delivery also make the presentation more memorable. So, as we said that the things that I see, I would remember for the longer period of time. Same goes with the presentation. The things that you are going to see as well as you are going to listen, that is also accompanied by listening, will also be remembered for the longer period of time. They are also a good way of maintaining your audience's interest and attention. So visual aid would help you keep the interest and attention of your audiences. If you want your audiences to be alert and interested into your presentation, visual aids is one of the best techniques. make sure that they support and complement what you are saying and not directly repeat, contradict and distract from your speech. So they must complement each other, they must go hand in hand in each other. They should not directly repeat, contradict or sometimes distract the attention of your audiences from the major points of the presentations. Now there are some main types of the visual aids that can be used during your presentations. First of all, the whiteboard, which is the simplest way of enhancing the understanding of your audiences. Flip charts, colorful charts must be more attractive for your audiences. Overhead projector, that is an old technique, but yes, it can be used in different kinds of the situations. PowerPoint or other presentation software, which is the most modern one. Videos, props, handouts, postures, and yourselves demonstrating an action or in a role play. So you yourself is also one of the best visual aid for your audiences. The more animated you would be, the more understandable you would become for your audiences. So these are a kind of some of the types of the visual aids that can be used during your presentations. Now, which types of the visual aid might you use in your presentation? For example, consider whether PowerPoint is the best way to show a detailed diagram or would a handout would be better. What might you use a flip chart for? So this is you who is going to decide that which kind of the visual aid you are going to use for your presentations. The examples are posters. These can be made on PowerPoint or Microsoft Word. They are not difficult to design, but before you decide to make one, check how you will get it printed, and that can be expensive if you have to pay a printer. So once that I have taught you that how you are supposed to make a poster, but the major problem would come once you are going to get it printed if there is no free of cost printer available for getting the prints for your designed poster or designed brochure. So this is one thing that might bother you. Try to look for the colored printer if that's available around, and then you can just take out prints from your printer. That would be more cheap as compared to getting the prints, the proper prints on the glaze sheet from the printer. What makes an effective PowerPoint presentation? You will probably have your own ideas about this. So think about how you feel about PowerPoint as a member of the audience and list good and poor techniques. So try to see this PowerPoint as one of the part of your whole presentation. Here are some highlights, common pitfalls and techniques for making the most of the PowerPoint, including aspects using as PowerPoint as a script. First of all, designing accessible visual aids, effective diagrams and graphs and referencing. That one we are going to discuss in detail now. We will watch the sample presentation at the end that you would enjoy a lot, and you would see that how you are supposed to create one good presentation for your whole displaying one good product. For using your visual aids, the first point that you are supposed to keep in mind, the first tip that you are supposed to keep in mind is to be careful not to stand in front and obscure the view of your audiences. No matter you are using a flip chart, no matter you are using an overhead projector or whiteboard or any kind of audio or video that you are playing in front of your audiences, or any kind of a dummy model that you are presenting to your audiences, make sure that you are not completely standing in front of it and hiding the view of your audiences, because that can create one problem for you. Avoid reading from the large projector screen, as this means you turn your back to the audiences, obscuring eye contact and reducing projection of your voice. Do not turn your back totally towards the slide. If you are using a PowerPoint presentation as one of the visual aid, make sure that you are not going to totally turn your back towards the audiences. That's going to hinder your eye contact with your audiences. That's going to be one of the bad techniques to be used into your presentation. If you need to read directly from the text, look at PC of your laptop. So in case if you are supposed to look or if you are supposed to read from the PC, from the slides, make sure that you are reading from the PC, either your computer laptop screen, or you are reading from the monitor that is placed right in front of you for displaying the presentation to you. Third thing that you are supposed to keep in mind is try making brief notes or indexes, index cards, including any details like dates, statistics, or names that you need to get right. No one will expect you to speak without an I admire. So if you can, or if you might keep these kind of brief notes and index word cards into your hand, you may read from them. Of course, being a human being, nobody can expect you to remember all the dates, all the all the dates, all the statistics of something verbally, or just memorize them for the longer period of time. Another thing that you are supposed to keep in mind is to be sure to interact with the information on your visual aids by pointing to the specific points or parts of the diagram. Now, pointing to the specific points or the parts of the diagram would be one another thing that can be used into your presentations to make use of the visual aids. This helps the audiences to make links between your speech and detail on the visual aids, like pointing towards the pen, like this is the button as you can see here, and this is the rotating ring that where you can open your pen and then you can refill it. Now my fingers, you are particularly looking at my fingers, and you are particularly looking at the material that I am showing to you. They are basically complementing each other. Same goes with the large room presentations, where you try to grab the attention of your audiences by showing them something, by relating your speech with linking your speech with the stuff that you are presenting to your audiences. Think about what you want the audience do with any handouts. If they need them during the session, hand them out when necessary. If they are for future reference, consider handing them out at the end to avoid them causing distraction. Advise the audience of what you plan to do. So if you have any handouts to be distributed to your audiences, these handouts must be, make sure that you are going to distribute them after you have discussed them thoroughly with your presentation, because or at the time when they are supposed to be given to your audiences, because if you are going to give them in the beginning of the presentation, your audience might get reading them or might start reading them, and you might lose their attention of the whole presentation. There should be some contingency plans. I hope that you understand the contingency, something that is being kept in the backup. So these backup plans or these contingency plans must be kept in mind for presenting with the help of the visual aids. Whenever you use technology in a presentation, you run the risk of technical problems. You can reduce the risk of this impacting on your presentation by making sure you have your PowerPoint presentation saved in a few formats, like memory disk, it can be a CV, or you have emailed that material to yourself on your email account. So this is number one contingency plan that can be taken care of during the presentation. Prepare overhead projector transparencies or handout in case technical issues mean that you can't use the computer or overhead projector. So make sure that you have got the backup handouts or backup copies of overhead projector or your presentation slides with you. If you want to show a website, you could use screen captures rather than risking going online. So there might come the internet errors, like just right now we had the internet error or internet connection error just a few minutes back when I was trying to show you the flyer. Anytime it can happen to anyone, so make sure that you have got this contingency plan with you and you have captured the screen of the website that you want to show to your audiences, and you can just attach that kind of a screenshot with the help of a hyperlink into your presentation. Make sure all the hardware and software you need will be available, like any kind of the speakers, access to internet, multimedia software, spare bulb if you are using the overhead projector. So all of the visual aids must be right there in front of you. You are supposed to check them thoroughly before you actually begin with your presentation. Practice with any multimedia, ideally in the venue you will be presenting in. So you must try once going to the venue where you are supposed to present, and try to get familiar with the multimedia that you would be using for your presentation. Be aware that PowerPoint presentations created on an Apple Mac operating system may not be compatible with the PC laptop that you are required to present on. You may need to check this compatibility. Before you actually present in front of the larger number of the audiences and get embarrassed in front of them, since your compatibility of your Apple Mac does not exactly match with the simple PC or laptop, make sure that you have checked it thoroughly previously so that you don't have to get embarrassed in front of the audience. That might create delay in your presentation. Now there are 10 tips for using the visual aids in your presentation. Again, first one, plan your presentation before creating visual aids. So planning before actually creating the visual aids is really very important. Know what you want the audience to do as a result of hearing your presentation. Then figure out what they need to know to do what you want them to do. Then create a simple outline that logically and clearly develops your main ideas, and finally create visual aids to support your message. The things have been thoroughly discussed earlier as well, and there is a repetition. So for the planning of your presentation, so once you have planned that what stuff you are going to include into your presentation, so according to that stuff you are going to select the visual aids that you want to include into your presentation. Second tip is use visual aid sparingly. They are aids to use presentation, not its sum or substance. Now your visual aids are not going to be the total part of your presentation. They are the additional or the secondary parts of your presentation. Use them to highlight and support your key points. Do not rely on them totally. Number 3 point is, or the number third tip is, make them visible to the entire audiences. Now make sure that your visual aid is in that very size or is being enlarged to the extent that all of your audiences can see that. Projecting an image people can't see is as senseless as speaking so softly before that people cannot hear. Now if I'm speaking so low that people cannot hear me, my presentation would go in vain. Same goes with the showing these visual aids to your audiences. Now if the computer screen is showing a very minute or very small visual aid to your audiences, it means that they cannot see that, and if they cannot see that, your presentation or your visual aid would go in vain. Moving on to the next point, the point number 4 is talk to the audiences, not to the aid. Now make sure that you are not talking to the aid, that you are not having your eye totally on the aid. Try to have a proper link and try to look at your audiences as you are talking with them. Look at the audiences at least 80% of the time as you are showing them the your aid, and avoid turning your back to the audiences in case you are using PowerPoint presentation or overhead projectors as a visual aid. Point number 5 is avoid laser pointers. Now laser pointers should thoroughly be avoided. Your aid should be so clear that your audiences can easily follow along. Use your hand if necessary. Do not use these laser pointers. If you absolutely have to use a pointer, set it down after you have finished. Holding onto it will only encourage you to use it for every point on every slide. So try to avoid using these kind of laser pointers during your presentation. Point number 6 or tip number 6 is explain the content of the aid when you first show it. So the next point that you are supposed to take care of is to explain the content of the aid when you first show it. So try to focus on the content of the aid before you actually show it to your audiences. Either that's going to be handout or that's going to be any kind of video or audio that you are going to display in front of them. As soon as you show people an object, they will look at it, even if you are talking something about something else. So make sure that before you actually show your product to your audiences, you talk about it before that, because once you would show it, your audiences would automatically have their eye on the product. Like for example, if I say that I have created one kind of very good product for you that can help you locate your mobile phones if they are being snatched by any kind of thieves around in the market, what you can do is you can simply click on the that very device, and that would automatically beam in towards your mobile phone. So here goes your product. So this is how you are basically going to focus on or going to talk about the product that you are going to show to your audiences. As soon as I will show you, you would start looking for the button that you are going to click on. Now this is going to be the button that you are going to click on to search for the lost mobile phone that have been snatched by any kind of a theft. Don't make them divide their attention. So do not make your audiences divide their attention. Now if I start my presentation in a way that this is a device that will help you locate the mobile phones that you have lost in the market and that have been stolen by the thieves around in the market, this is one product that can help you get your things back. Now your main concentration was on the product instead of listening to me. So this is what exactly the point number 6 focuses on. The 7th tip is that when you finish with the aid, remove it, cover it, or turn it off. So once you are done with showing the aid to the audiences, like the way I have removed it, or I have just removed it from the screen or covered it with the any kind of the sheet, or turn it off, maybe in case you are using the PowerPoint slide, or maybe in case you are using the overhead projector. When using PowerPoint, tap the B key and the screen will go black like this. Did your screen go black? This is what you are supposed to do. Tap on any other key and screen you will lit up. So this is what you are supposed to do. This point number 7 says. Now the next point number 7, or the tip number 7, is that when you are finished with the aid, remove it, cover it, or turn it off. Now that I have shown you the product, now what I would do is, the way I have removed it from the screen so that you cannot see it, either cover that with the help of any sheet, or maybe in case you are showing any kind of the picture to your audiences on the PowerPoint screen, you may turn it off. Now for turning it off, what exactly you are supposed to do is to press the B key onto your keyboard. Now let's press the B key and your screen would go off. That would be totally blank, B for blank. Now for returning it back, what exactly you are supposed to do is to click on any other button or tap on any other button and your screen will lit up like this. So this is what you are exactly supposed to do once you have finished with the aid, you are supposed to taken care of. So that was your tip number 7 that you are supposed to take care of. Now your tip number 8 is, limit the amount of the material on any one aid. Use each slide to convey a single point. Bullet points no more than 4 or 5 per slide. Explain, illustrate, or sustain that one point. The way how we had been discussing thoroughly in the do's and don'ts thoroughly. So you are supposed to keep these things in mind thoroughly. The tip number 9 is to avoid clip art from well-known resources. It's almost always boring and it's kind of repetition again and again. Do use images, graphs, and charts whenever possible and appropriate. So do avoid this clip art from the most popular sources, because they are being repeated again and again in the presentations being performed by many individuals. So if you want to look different to your audiences, try to make sure that you capture the original images and original graphs and original charts. The last point to be kept in mind is to be prepared to give your presentation without your visual aids. There is a Murphy's Law. If anything can go wrong, it will. Applies in the spades to anything involving technology and in audiences. Have a backup plan in case something goes wrong. Take a hard copy of your slides in case you need to make the contingency plans for your presentation. So they were the 10 tips that you were supposed to keep in mind for your visual aids, for inserting the visual aids into your presentation. Now let's learn about visual aids with the help of an example. Now designing and using the presentation aid, it's really very required. Learning objectives are that students will be able to discuss 5 ways in which presentation aids help communicate ideas to an audience. Students will be able to describe the use of 3-dimensional presentation aids. Students will be able to identify ways of producing and using 2-dimensional visual aids. Then students will be able to discuss the uses of presentation aids, and students will be able to identify guidelines for developing presentation aids. Students will be able to identify guidelines for using presentation aids. Now there are 5 reasons why presentation aids are needed. Now let's try to focus on them, and let's try to see that what are those 5 reasons why presentation aids are needed during the presentation. First of all, presentation aids, they basically enhance the understanding, as your visual aid would be complementing with the verbal communication, so they kind of enhance the understanding of your audiences. Of 5 senses, more is learned visually than all other senses combined. Because of TV viewing habits, audiences are visually oriented. So since our audiences are more visually oriented, and they are more prone to TV and visually oriented programs, so visual aids are really very important to be shown to your audiences for enhancing their understanding. So the first reason is that presentation aids enhance the understanding. Second reason is presentation aids enhance memory. The things that you would see, you would remember them for the longer period of time as compared to the things that we just talk about. So things that might be or that must be shown to your audiences, they can remember for the longer period of time. So 2 reasons. First, for enhancing their understanding. Second reason, for enhancing their memory. The third reason is presentation aids help listeners organize ideas. Now your ideas, if you are showing them the presentation or visual aids during your presentations, they would be coming into their mind in the form of a sequence, or they would be organized in their minds. They don't have to see that which point did you talk about earlier and which point did you talk about later, since they would be relating their imagination or their flashbacks with the way you had been presenting the product, the way you had been presenting or you've been talking about with the help of a visual aid. The reason number 4 is presentation aids help gain and maintain attention. Your audiences would be more attentive towards your presentation if you are making use of any kind of video clips, any kind of handouts, any kind of visual aids like these overhead projectors, other visual aids like PowerPoints, like flip charts or anything like that. So they would be more attentive whatever you would be doing with your visual aid. Presentation aids, the 5th reason and the last reason is presentation aids help illustrate a sequence of events or procedures. So your events or your procedures can also be explained with the help of the visual aids. For telling any kind of a procedure to your audiences, you may take help of the visual aids so that your audiences can remember your product for the longer period of time. So first reason, it enhances the understanding. Second reason, it enhances your memory. Third reason, it can help you organize your ideas better. It can help you check the sequence of the any event or any procedure that has been explained to you, and it also helps you grab the attention of your audiences during your presentation. Now for the presentation aids, the category 1 says actual objects. In the category 1, you can have the actual objects and listener interest because they are tangible, they are real, and they can be touched, smelled and tasted as well as seen. So the real dummy of the product or the real product you can bring, or the actual object that you can bring into the presentation, and your audiences would be more interested. They can be models which can suggest the real thing, or people can serve as the excellent presentation aids. You yourself can also be one of the very good presentation aid. The speaker is his or her own best presentation aid, as I have already explained that to you. So actual objects, models and people can be the first category of the presentation aids. In the second category, you have drawings, which are common two-dimensional presentation aids. Photographs, which can be excellent presentation aids. Slides can serve as the visual purpose well, provide you have a projector or a screen. So slides can also be one of the category 2 of, or they can also fall under the category 2 of your visual aids. Maps, graphs, charts, flip charts, whiteboards, overhead transparencies, computer-generated presentation aids are images in the words which can be displayed to your audiences, and your audiences can, understand your stuff better. Maps are, if enough magnification is possible, typically interested audiences would, you know, keep looking on the maps that you are referring to. Graphs like present useful statistic information. Charts for summarizing and presenting a great deal of information in a small amount of space. Flip charts are commonly used in business presentations and training sessions. Whiteboard is still the most readily available visual or the presentational aid. Overhead transparencies are really very popular, and they are still functional in the modern era. Computer-generated presentation aids are images, words, charts, and graphs which are designed and presented with the help of computer graphics and the softwares. So this is the category 2, which basically adds the drawings, photographs, slides, maps, graphs, charts, flip charts, whiteboards, overhead projectors, and computer-generated presentations. The category 3 of our presentation adds the audio-visual aids have graduated. In place of passively instructing or entertaining us, we may now use them to actively support ideas. So they have, you know, kind of graduated our thinking and our ideas. Videos and audio clips are allowed in the presentations with the following criteria. All video and audio clips must be 30 seconds or less. So your audio clips or your video clips during your presentations should not be more than 30 seconds. All video and audio clips must be appropriate in content. They should not be irrelevant. Audio clips must be clearly heard and by the all audience members, and video clips must be clearly seen and heard by all the audiences and the members. So your third category of your presentation aid is videos and audio clips that can thoroughly be used during your presentation to make sure that your audiences understand your presentation better. Keep this thing in mind that when designing your presentation aids, allow plenty of time to prepare your presentation aids. Try to, look for the relevant material that can be displayed or that can be, taken care of in your presentation. Make it easy to see. Keep sights and sounds simple. Group related elements into the visual aids. Especially establish a consistent graphic theme. Choose a typeface with care, vary font sizes with care, use color to create a mood and sustain attention, use black and white effectively, and don't detract from the basic message of your presentation. So these are the thumb rules for inserting these visual aids into your presentations. So it brings us to the end of today's lecture. Today we have seen that how you can basically insert these kind of visual aids into your presentations. First of all, we have started up with what are the visual aids and how exactly you are supposed to insert them into your presentations. Visual aids are basically kind of those complementary or those supporting ideas that can be added into your presentations, starting with yourself, your presentation, PowerPoint presentation slides, any kind of overhead projectors, any kind of flip charts, mind maps, graphics, charts, any kind of automatically generated presentations from the computer, anything, any video or any audio that you are going to insert into your presentation, all of this is what you call a visual aid. Why we are supposed to use these visual aids? Because we want to enhance the understanding of our audiences well. The purpose of the visual aids is to see that how well your audiences can understand your stuff better. We have also discussed the 10 tips for enhancing the understanding of your audiences with the help of the visual aid. Remember one thing, the things that your audiences would see, they would remember it for the longer period of time. But the things that you would be only talking about to your audiences, they might be forgotten by your audiences, no matter how strong your content is going to be. Then we also talked about some of the contingency plans that can be used for or that can be used into your presentation. We have also shared one example of designing and using the visual aids into your presentation, for which we have also discussed the different categories of the visual aids to be used into your presentation. I hope that you must have enjoyed today's lecture a lot. It was fun, and I hope that you must really be happy that the next upcoming lecture would be the last lecture of the whole semester. I hope that you must be learning a lot with the discussion and everyday discussion that we are going to have during our everyday routine presentations. I hope that these lectures are fun for you. Of course, I have enjoyed them a lot. In the last lecture, we will talk about, or we will quickly summarize the whole course, and we will also talk about it, how you can overcome the nervousness into your presentations. With that, I hope that you are leading towards making the best communicators, business administrators who can communicate with your audiences well. This is the list of the references from where the material is being downloaded for the discussion of today's lecture. I'll see you in the next class with another exciting episode of presentation skills. And yes, that's going to be the last lecture. The upcoming lecture is going to be the last lecture of the whole session, and I hope that you are going to enjoy that a lot, since you would be free after that. And I wish that you become good business administrators in future. Take very good care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.